I challenge people because, new year, new me, all that bullshit. I see a lot of people who are striving towards balance, and I think that to be the word sin technically means a miss. Technically speaking, like the word sin, religious context, actually stems the root word of sin, where it comes from originally. I think it's like from an Aramaic word or something like that. Actually means like missing the target. I think, at least in our age, striving for balance is a sin,
Hmm.
in the fact that you're completely missing the point of being in your mid 30s or early 30s or 20s.
Yeah.
Center yourself around something so you know how to center yourself around something. Right? Like I can't say, like, imagine, I you having kids? Any thought on that? Where are you at on the kids, like, one day train?
Oh man,
Like,
it's
okay, hold on. If they come, are you going out for a pack of smokes and never coming back?
no, dude. I think I'd be a great father, but it's
I
not.
think so.
I thank you. It's not
Yeah.
something that I want to. It's not something I feel that I have the bandwidth to dedicate my time to at this point in life. So it's not something I'm going
Right.
to do at this point in life.
And I'm going to offer this up. You say that and act as if you know that, because you know what it takes to dedicate your time to something.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what it takes to do something to a level worth doing. And
Yeah.
it's like that. I think there's and you can find this in certain in certain things. Where I'm looking around my desk, writing, music, art, things that you can teach you that through experience. And I just think, like, look, if you're listening to this podcast and you're like maybe half in on, like, balance in your life, because anything that you're giving part of your attention to is not part of your attention, because you don't know what all of your attention is, because you've never given all of your attention to anything. So, like, I see the most mediocre people, like, your life is balance. What are you talking about? Like, I'm going to strive for balance. Like, how would you strive for striving? How
Yeah.
would you try trying, you fuck? And look, and it's training that has taught me that. And I think,
Yeah.
with the bruises and the scars, and but also the lifts and the saw and the muscle and all that, like, because people have nothing to show for their lives. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I can't relate to it. I feel like I've always strived for what's just out of reach, right? Whether that's with training, it's absolutely with training. Like that's why I continually fail and continually come back to the gym. But whether that's with business, with life, like any goals I have, I want it to be bigger than what I think I can obtain. Because if it's something that I know I can obtain, then there's not that level of commitment. It's like, oh yeah, I could just sleepwalk and do this, whatever. But I want it to be something that I know, like I need to commit. I need to overcommit to this because it's going to take everything that I have in me and then some more to make this happen. And that's like, if it's not that, then I don't want it. Like literally, if it's not that, then I won't even pursue it. Like that's why I don't have like a ton of hobbies or other things. Like that's just a distraction. Like I'm not going to go. A lot of people around here go up to Tahoe and they go snowboarding and they go and they spend an entire weekend like going up there and just like I don't know, drinking and rolling an ankle or whatever the fuck they do. It's like that's a distraction from the things that I want to do. That's taking away from my goals. They're going to take everything that I have in me to be able to accomplish. Like that's not balance to me. That's like skewing it way in the other direction. That's a distraction. It's like balance in my mind is a distraction from the life that you've created that you probably aren't happy with. Like I'm here just fucking I'd rather be miserable because I'm chasing the dream that I want to have, the thing that I want to accomplish, that's the delayed gratification, not the easy thing that I need a distraction from every 5 days.
Yeah, I think asking yourself the question, are you happy? And if your answer is yes, it's like you're not working hard enough. You're not. You don't have
Right.
enough. You don't have big enough goals. If you wake up every day and you're like, smelling the roses, you're just like, dude, there's a time for that,
I
and they're gonna smell better if you don't fucking
yeah.
smell them every day.
I think true happiness, there has to be a pursuit of something, right? It's not a destination. You don't just get to a point and you're now happy, right? There has to be some sort of continual pursuit of betterment of yourself or your situation or those around you. I don't think happiness is something that people can just idle in. It's like it's not a state. It's a transient state, right? It's like you have glimpses of happiness or things that bring you happiness, but I don't believe that people are just truly inherently happy. There might be
I
they might be ignorant, but I think there is a component of pursuit that you need to have that transient happiness in your life.
this is gonna sound fucked up, and I don't want to sound like a martyr. I just want to sound like the idiot that I am. I don't really know what happiness means to other people because, like, I like peace. Oh, if I
Yeah.
can get a little peace, I'm assuming that's what other people mean by happiness.
Yeah.
Because, like, dude, I've had a couple times in the last couple of years that I remember where I would just like sat down and like drank my pre workout or something, and my brain was just like an empty vat. And it wasn't like, oh fuck, like, what's the Shopify store at? Where's the lead gen at? Oh, okay, I gotta check my emails. Fuck, I got a 7 o'clock, a 7:30, a 7:45, an 8, and not. Okay, I'm gonna be up until I gotta I literally remember, like, yeah, I think about them sometimes. I remember that time I sat in that Airbnb and just sat like, me and fucking Bagheero in Edmonton a few years ago. We ate Nando's and sat on the couch, and like, I don't know, you had to go get a COVID test or some shit.
Yeah.
Remember that? And like,
Yeah,
you went
I
with
remember.
Schultz to his old lady, that, and me and Bagheero just sat on the couch. I think about that like 3 times a week because Bagheera is like, when you're friends with Eric Bagheera, you're friends because you can just sit in the room and like, he doesn't want to talk.
Yeah.
Love the guy to pieces. He's gonna write the forward for the second edition of the L1 manual. So very excited about that. And like, that's a moment I think about often. I was like, yeah, if you don't strive for that, then you're missing the point. And like, I think training can offer that. Like, it can offer you the value that comes with like an off day to me now from training is like, oh, right. And it's just like, it seems like such a meathead philosophy thing, but honestly, the older I get, and obviously self-selecting for people that we have in our lives that are obviously into training, it's like you can't not land the metaphysical plane somewhere in this conversation if you do this long enough. And I just don't see it in other places. Like, I don't know, I go to museums when I travel. Like, I like art, I like architecture, I like, literature and all that, but I just don't see those hobbies, those vocations carrying with it the same lessons that weight training do. And I'm not saying they don't. I just don't see it because I don't do it. So, I mean, to kind of put a bow on this, if I had to say, like, what are the lessons learned from training, is that you can learn lessons from training, and
Yeah.
training is learning. And I think embracing that as an ethos makes training more than just like a thing you do for your health and longevity.
Yeah.
It's like a thing you do so you don't kill yourself. Quite literally, a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I think for me it lands somewhere around like be in the pursuit of it to be in the pursuit of it. Like there's a lot of lessons along the way, like and that will teach you the lessons that will carry into other areas of life. But like even if it's not training, like be in the pursuit of something. But I think training is a really easy, accessible way for people to learn what it is to pursue something meaningful.